Oh my god, look, I'm up in the clouds. No, just kidding, I'm at a baseball stadium. Actually, I'm at a hot dog stand now. It's a green screen, guys. None of it's real. Everything's an illusion. Welcome back to Stats That Exist But Do Not Matter. It is episode 82. It is brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook. We love the DraftKings Sportsbook. And guys, today we are talking about, do teams with the best win-loss record in MLB for the regular season go on to win the World Series, and how often does it happen? You could say that these are some stats that actually matter. And if so, go ahead and leave a comment. We never get those comments, so you should be the first one to ever say it. How often does the team with the best winning percentage in the regular season go on to win the World Series? Well, let's do some quick math first. We love math on this show. There have been 101 World Series winners since 1920, which is the beginning of the live ball era. In that span, 62 of the 101, that's about 61% of those World Series winners, did not have the best regular season record. And that's because the MLB postseason, it's kind of a crapshoot, which is what makes it so special. Any team can walk in with any record and possibly win the whole damn thing. That's kind of the beauty about baseball. Anybody can win on any given day. 39 of the 101, though, they did have the best regular season winning percentage and went on to win the World Series. So just about a third of the time, if you're the best team in baseball, you go on to win the World Series. So actually having the best record might be a bad thing. You might want to be like the 2 seed, maybe the 3 seed, maybe the 4 seed. Get yourself a little bit lower in the rank. Get yourself a target that's not on your back. The most egregious example of this is the best regular season team of all time, the 2001 Seattle Mariners. They won 116 games, and then they got knocked out before even winning the American League pennant. They did not make it to the World Series that year. But what about the exact opposite? Who's the worst regular season team of all time to go on to win the World Series? That would be Tony La Russa's 2006 St. Louis Cardinals, who had a .516 winning percentage, just a smidge over 500, and they went on and they won the whole damn thing. I'm not going to talk about who they played in the NLCS because I'm already sad enough as is, guys. My Mets are already out. Why you got to kick me while I'm down? But let's talk about the 2006 Cardinals, I guess. They actually started with a 31-16 record in late May, but it wasn't a perfect season by any means. Their closer, Jason Isringhausen, he blew 10 saves after that mark, and then he had season-ending hip surgery by Jason Isringhausen. Jason Marquis had a great start to the season, then his ERA ballooned over 6. David Eckstein, their shortstop, he missed a huge chunk of the second half, but he would return and win the World Series MVP later on. You never really know how the regular season is going to translate to the playoffs. Like I said, that's the beauty of the game. And they didn't even take 7 games to win the World Series. They did it in 5 games against the Detroit Tigers. So those Cardinals were efficient. They did not care about their regular season record. They only cared about October baseball. World Series winners since 1920, they have an average winning percentage in the regular season of .617. Okay, so let's take a look at the current slate of playoff teams. Which teams have the closest winning percentage to that? Well, Yankees fans, you'll be delighted to hear that your .611 winning percentage on the 2022 Yankees is real close to .617. It's one of the closest of the bunch. The only team with a closer winning percentage than that, or to that, is the .623% Braves, who won the World Series last year, if you remember that. The Yankees and the Braves are the closest. The furthest away are the Phillies and the Padres. Phillies at .537 and Padres at .549. They have the 2 lowest win-loss percentages of the postseason contenders. And their chances go down when you look at World Series winning history. Only 5 of the 101 World Series winners since 1920 have had a win percentage less than .550, one of those being the 2006 Cardinals that we just talked about. The Houston Astros and the Los Angeles Dodgers, they're the only 2 playoff teams this year with a winning percentage above .650. Teams with a winning percentage above .650 have won the World Series 24 times. Honestly, less than I expected. That's since 1920, so that's 23.7% of the time. If you win above .650% of your games, you're likely going to win the World Series 1 in every 4 tries. A lot of math on today's episode. So in conclusion, the best regular season team usually doesn't win the World Series, so maybe it's not your best bet. And I've also got some crazy streak numbers here. How about this? From 1979 to 1983, the best team in baseball didn't win the World Series every single year for a 5-year stretch, but it gets even crazier later on. From 1990 all the way to 2006, the Cardinals that we just talked about, There were 17 years where the best team in baseball did not win the World Series. The only year of that 16-year stretch where the best team in baseball won the World Series were the 1998 Yankees, who had a .704 winning percentage, 114 wins, and they went on to win the World Series against the Padres. So the point is, I guess, don't try your hardest in the regular season. Save all your juice for October baseball. And hey, while you're at it, you might as well play some bets if you're not the best regular season team, because this one's brought to you by DraftKings, and the king of segues is back, guys. Basketball season is set to tip off this week. A lot of sports are happening right now. We got playoff baseball, hockey just started up, basketball just started up, football's back. There's tons of things you can bet on, and you want to do it at the DraftKings Sportsbook, guys. They're dishing out an awesome offer for all their new customers. All new customers need to do is sign up using promo code JOHNBOY. Bet $5 on any pregame moneyline wager and receive an additional $200 in free bets if your bet cashes. Plus, they got same-game parlays. You can combine multiple bets from the same game to give yourself a shot at an even bigger payout during this season. And for those in a state where sports betting is not yet available, don't forget about DraftKings Daily Fantasy, where they've been innovating new ways to make watching sports fun. So, new customers, bet $5 on any pregame moneyline wager and receive an additional $200 in free bets if your wager wins. Download their app now. Use promo code JOHNBOY and get that $200 free bet offer today at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Promo code JOHNBOY. Thank you to them for sponsoring today's episode of Stats That Exist But Do Not Matter, even though these stats kind of matter. I gotta talk to our research team. They're giving me too many stats that matter. I want more episodes like the Inside the Park episode. Let's talk about completely arbitrary things, and especially, let's not talk about the 2006 Cardinals, because you're ripping open a wound in my heart that I just can't take. Thank you for watching today's episode. We'll see you guys next time.